Hello everybody, Quentin here. Today we're continuing on with the lawn care work that we started in the previous video. We are in the Amazon trophy hopper and we're at the pub. We are mowing up their front garden and ensuring that we fill the trophy hopper before we empty it into their car park. Working around these benches is proving to be rather difficult. However, I'm sure it will work out. There we go. So most of the pub is now done. We've got all the land around the car park done. It's just this little... This is far bigger than I thought. It's just this lawn part that we need to do now, the front lawn. And we are best doing it at a slow speed to ensure we grab all the grass. There we go. Now, as I've said before, we are not getting paid for this. We are going to be making money ourselves. And I'm not entirely sure what I want to spend the money on. Or what I want to do with the grass. I could, and I'm thinking this might be the best probability, load it into the Opel and bring it over to the cows for silage, or where the cows will be, the cow farm. As I do want to get some cows, if possible. However, a new farm has come up on the market and I'm looking into it. Looking into moving. It's rather close to Ventonwyn, so if Dave manages to get hold of Ventonwyn, he can run that farm and I can run the other one part-time or delegate to somebody. Or just... I don't know. In fact, I might run that farm, I might just sell this one. Haven't 100% decided yet. There we go. Mind the bin. Mind the fence. Mind the bench. Good lord. This is not fun. Come on. I thought this trophy hopper was supposed to be damn near 0 turn. Perhaps 0 turn means it doesn't turn. It is full lock engaged and it does nothing. This is why I am doing this at a very slow speed. It's not to irritate you fine folks, or to irritate myself. I'd rather get this done at a very high speed with possibly something Bubba cooked up. However, this seems to be the only way I can do it, is extremely slowly and painstakingly, unfortunately. I may have a word with Bubba and Dave about the customized trophy hopper Dave has on Thornton. See if I can work out a deal with him to borrow that and use that for the work here. Because I think it's just as wide on the roads, at least, and can be much faster. And the capacity is such that I could theoretically just get a conveyor belt and load it into the silage pit that way. But I realise, of course, that I randomly alternate between silage and silage. To me, they are both the same. It does not particularly matter which word I use. I know what I'm talking about. There we go. And over here to grab this grass. Wonderful. This lawn is looking much better already. And it looks like we won't get the mowing bag completely full. I have had a word with the final reverend from the church. He said yes, we can mow the grass over there. Also had a word with the owner of the petrol station, and he also said yes, we can mow over there. So plenty of work for us to do. The issue is, of course, how much we want to do and how long we want to spend on this. But I think prettying up the town is a worthwhile venture. Although the speed at which I'm able to do it is not very good. I believe, however, that one good deed will lead on to many more good deeds. And do you know what? I think I'll give Dave a call and see if he can get the that ridiculous privy hopper that Bubba modified over. Or give Bubba, Bubba might have a second one. You never know with Bubba. We might have a second privy hopper somewhere. Second one of those ridiculous customized privy hoppers. He said he enjoys doing that, so I'm going to unload this, and I will be back with you fine folk in a moment. Well, once this is unloaded. As the pile of grass over here is getting quite large. It is pleasantly large. So, over here, there is our pile of grass. We will need to get something over here in the very near future to load it into a trailer. However, for now, the plan is drive up this side and engage the unloading sequence, which should allow us to unload directly over the top. There we go. Yes. And I'll be back with you fine folk in a moment. I'm going to see if I can get my hands on the ridiculous huge grasshopper version of this thing, because I think that would be rather fun. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, we have ourselves a grasshopper. This should make mowing a lot easier. In fact, we can mow both the church car park here and the edge of the garage at the same time. We've got a capacity in this of, I believe, 100,000 litres, of which we will use very little. Now, the main thing is that the church gets the car park is cleaned. So if we go like that, clean, much faster than the privy hopper itself, and without all of the hassle. There we go. We can worry about that when we're going through the church itself. In fact, we could probably nip that bit there. Let's get the central reservation of the car park done. There we go. And the second pass. There we go. Magnificent. This will be done in no time whatsoever. Now, we will need to get, probably, at the very least, a conveyor belt, because this does not like unloading in the normal fashion. As I drive very carefully into the graveyard, be careful not to hit anything. So this is going to be done at this roughly the same speed as the privy hopper would have done it, but at a much wider range. There we go. Magnificent. So this is the speed we would have gone in the profile, about 6 kilometers per hour. We possibly would have gone slightly faster, but we're doing 4, maybe 5 of the normal profile passes in one go here. So this is much more efficient. And of course, efficiency is the name of the game when you're mowing. I know Dave doesn't like the grasshopper, but I believe it will be my piece of equipment of choice. Got to be careful here. Can I fit through this gap? I cannot. This is an inconvenience indeed. So, can I nudge my way through here? There's a gap I can fit through. There we go. And this is all about being careful, which I'm sure is something many of you might think that I am not, ever, but when it comes to money and looking good for the public, it was of course my #1 priority. Mainly money and looking good. There we go. We shall do another slow pass here just to be careful of the stones and rocks and whatnot. There we go. Out around this one like that. Back around. And that should be that for this area at least. It is magnificent. So now we need to do around the church itself, which hopefully we can fit down into that space. I have not tried this, so we might not be able to fit. We do not fit. Do we fit? Ooh. Okay, so we fit down that bit, but not the rest of it. So... oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. The grasshopper is now stuck. Alright, that appears to have mostly freed it. There, come on. There we go. We can approach this from a different angle. There is always a second angle with which you can approach things. There we go. And this thing can drive through the hedge, yeah, like so, and just nip up the rest of that, like so. So it's on to further jobs. We may as well get the entire town mowed up. We've got the capacity in this thing. We're only 13% full, roughly. So I see no reason why we shouldn't mow the entire darn town. Do ourselves some good public relation work. There we go. Does that help if the mower deck is in fact... if the mowing deck is down. Why is it not mowing? Interesting. Here something was working in an unusual way. No, it's not mowing that area at all. Perhaps we cannot mow the entire town as I would wish. Yes, it's not mowing. Not allowing me to mow certain parts. This is indeed a conundrum. One that I believe could be easily solved, but I do not wish to solve it as of right now. Yes, there is mowing to do. Much mowing. Mowing the entire town is going to take at least 5 minutes. There we go. Let us just drive down the road here, grabbing up all the grass. And the advantage of this, I've just realized, is we can pick up the grass from the original pile. This grasshopper, as Bubba dubbed it, has the ability to pick up grass out of piles, such as the pile we left in the pub. So let's actually go over there and clean up that pile very quickly. We're only at 26% full, so we should not have an issue. Also, we can go in there and clean up the little bits that we missed. Clear up any little bits that we missed, so let's clear up this pile here very quickly. There we go, we're only at 35% full and making very good progress through the town. Now, when the time comes to actually unload this, that's when problems will start. And they will be problems for another day. Oh. The grasshopper cannot fit into the usual gaps that a proy hopper might. That may prove problematic, but it shouldn't. We've got this yard here to mow. Nobody actually asked us to do this, we're just doing this out of kindness because nobody here seems to mow their lawns. There we go. Magnificent, perfect, beautiful, short grass. I hope nobody wants to keep their grass long because it's getting cut regardless. I don't know why somebody would want to keep their grass long, but you never know, there are lunatics out there that wish to have long grass in their house. There we go, perfect. Another house done in no time. I've missed a bit in that yard. It is just... I have just noticed that I missed a bit in this yard. There we go. Secondary pass just to make sure I got everything, which I did not. Did I miss some in this yard too then? Did not. As far as I can see at least. I'm sure the public will adore me for mowing the entire town like this. This is surely something that they will be proud of for many years to come. Quentin, the new chap in town, the new face of Orchard Farm and the village, came in and within a few months was mowing everybody's lawn with this most magnificent of machines, tearing up very little of the turf as he went. I see no reason why people wouldn't be astounded at my brilliance. I mean, just look at this. Around here, it's done. Down here, it's done. I've hit a tree. I'm sorry, sir and or madam, I appear to have hit your tree. It is fine. Look, yard is done like that. No time whatsoever. Very little time commitment with this machine. It is one of the greatest inventions Bubba has. I think I missed a bit over here, so I'm just going to do another loop of the house to make sure I did not. In fact, I did. Now it is cleaned. Now we can move on to the small empty lot over here. I'm sure something is supposed to be built there, but I'm not sure what. does appear to be a bit of a building site still. However, I'm sure that whoever owns this, which could be us for all I know, will not mind me coming in and doing this very quickly. Just a very quick loop of the perimeter, and in here to gobble up all of the grass, like so. It does take a bit of practice to drive this thing, I will admit. It is rather fast and twitchy, as I believe the term is. It does not like at all when you try and make fast turns. It will make the fast turns, but it will not like it. There we go. This mower does precisely what you tell it to, which is possibly why I adore it so much. Let's we have finished mowing the village. It is now perfectly short grass, so off we go at high speed back to the yard. Look at that perfect little village. No unmown grass whatsoever. Now we run into an issue. And the issue will be frame rate. No, the issue will be actually, does any of the yard need to be mowed? Let's go over and have a look at our yard. Oh dear, can't help this at all. There we go. Okay, we can't have the driveway looking this rough and dirty. No, this will not do at all. And of course our lawn needs to be mowed, I believe, yes, slightly. And oh dear. What a mess. What a mess. Shall be easily remedied with the grasshopper's magnificent powers. There we go. I could potentially also mow a field with this thing. I may try that at some point. There we go. Around the baler. Into this little gap just so that it's neat. Through the hedge. Well, we're mowing the part of this field at least. We might well mow that entire field at some point and see if we can fill this. There we go. Sometimes a yard tidy up requires a mower, and I strongly believe this is the correct mower for the job, because we don't need to faff about with unloading or any nonsense like that. In fact, I wonder, can I put the grass into the silo? That may be an idea worth trying. Let us go in and mow my own lawn. Our own lawn here. There we go. This could be a bit tight for the grasshopper. Easy does it. Fastly does it. Brute force sometimes works. In fact, it usually works. I don't know why I decided to say sometimes. It usually works perfectly. Gotta be careful about the cottage, though. 700 years old it is. And somehow it's still standing. Especially seeing as I live there. Well, Sergei stayed there for a few days also. But he appears to have run off. I don't know exactly where he's gone, but he has. There we go. Magnificent. You'd never know this was a farmyard apart from all the farm equipment and farm buildings. You would never know it. If there were no farm buildings or farm equipment on this yard, you would never know it was a farmyard. You might think it was a A very tidy yard of things. Indeed. So can we put this into... This is now an experiment. Can we put the grass into our main silo? Can the silo hold grass? It would appear not. Alright, over to the cow yard. Where, in fact, how full is this? 85,000 litres. Well, we might as well get a bit more grass while we're here. Well, let's mow the field a bit. Open up the mowing deck. Turn it on. And away we go. So you can see we're picking up grass at a rather reasonable rate. I know that we've mowed this field already, but it's just to fill the grasshopper up. 99, 100. There we go, you can see the swath of grass that the grasshopper picked up by itself. That is quite indeed reasonable. Now for the problems to begin. Because we have no method by which we can put the grass reasonably into the silo. But let's head over there anyway. See if we can't figure out a solution. I'm thinking, I believe the solution might well be to get a conveyor belt. And oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. This shall not do at all. I'm thinking the solution might well be a conveyor belt. Just to I suppose, move the grass away from the grasshopper in a timely manner. So up here is where the opal is. You can see it in this building here. And what we need to do now is start unloading the grasshopper, which is going to prove to be a task. As you will find out momentarily. It has unloaded, I believe, 2,000 litres of grass, and it can no longer unload because it's propped itself up on something. So what we need to do is try and figure out a way to create a ramp for this to unload off of. I believe that might be sufficient rampage. No, that's only 4,000 litres gone out of this. So yes, you can see the issue with which I need to deal. The grasshopper does not quite enjoy unloading per se. It will unload. You know, I can get it to unload here, and I suppose just driving about a bit might allow it to unload at a reasonable pace. In fact, can I just drive around at full speed? Yes, I can drive around at full speed and it will unload the entire way. The downside is I've just knocked over the opal. Can I knock that back onto its wheels, please? Okay. Next item on the agenda, move the opal. Alright, so it does appear as if the grasshopper can in fact unload at a reasonable pace. You just have to drive the damn thing around. Now, there is one thing I need to do, and that is to clean up the little bit of grass at the entrance to this silo. Let's do it the only way the grasshopper knows how. Grass has been cleaned up. And now we begin unloading again. This is the most unusual way to unload anything I've experienced. However, it does appear to work. So, I don't think I can complain too much about this ridiculous method. As long as the grasshopper is willing to unload. That's all that matters. It appears to have 10 liters left. Come on. It is unwilling to completely unload. Now, the next issue is a major one. Because I'm going to need to move all of that grass in. Can I afford this? Let us buy this. And we can get it with the grasshopper itself. In fact, no we can't, because we have run out of time. I believe next time we will begin the harvest. I'll be back with you once the crops are ready. So, I will leave you by saying I have been Quentin. You've been watching my wonderful exploits on Orchard Farm. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe notification key, arrow, and watch the playlist, which plays a list of videos, I believe, of Orchard Farm, which Dave has kindly set up for me. Until I see you again at harvest time, pip pip tally ho, and goodbye.